I was not expecting that at all.
Let's go, baby.
That's kind of cool. No way you got that.
You like that?
No way.
All right, Ricky, you ready?
I'm ready.
First startup with the 335i. This car apparently has a blown up motor. That's why we got it as a part of the trade for the IS300. So we built that car, transformed it, and we traded it for this 335i. If you haven't gone and seen that video, check out the card up here. Go check out that video. It turned out awesome. Beautiful car. But now, enough about the IS300. Let's see how this thing sounds. Apparently it has a spun rod bearing. That's what Sean said.
He matches the paint.
Pop the hood first.
Yeah.
Pop the hood?
Pop the hood.
There we go. All right, N55.
Hopefully we don't hear nothing funny.
That's like, it needs a little oil. It does not sound like rod knock to me, so far.
Definitely making a funny noise.
It is making a funny noise. All right, well, let's wash this thing first.
Yeah, I don't work on dirty cars.
Let's see what's in the oil.
All right, let's go.
Hey, we're gonna take a quick break from today's YouTube video to let you know about today's video sponsor, which is Policy Genius. Now, are your home and auto policies up for renewal soon? If so, let Policy Genius look for a lower rate for you. Getting started is easy. First, head on over to policygenius.com/throtl or check out the link in the video description and answer a few simple questions about your home or your car. Then Policy Genius takes it from there. They'll compare rates from America's top insurers from Progressive to Allstate to find your lowest quotes. The Policy Genius team can look for ways to save you even more by bundling your home and auto policies together. And if they find a better rate, they will switch you over for free. Their top-notch service has earned Policy Genius thousands of 5-star reviews across Trustpilot and Google. They've saved customers an average of $1,250 per year when bundling their home and auto policies together. So if you guys want to learn more, check out the top link in the video description and head on over to policygenius.com/throtl, fill out the simple form, and learn how Policy Genius can save you a lot of money on home and auto insurance. So once again, guys, thank you so much to Policy Genius for sponsoring today's video. If you want to learn more, check out the link in the video description. Now let's get back to it.
You know what I think? I think he's low on oil, dude.
Definitely don't sound right. Glitter in there?
Some.
Well, Ripperino, pepper
I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but there's plenty of metal in there. A lot more than what you want to see. Well, realistically, you don't want to see any, but...
All right, well, we knew that that was coming, basically. We knew
Correct.
that this was the reason.
All right, guys, so we got the 335 on the left. We're gonna start on this thing. This car was diagnosed with rod bearing problems before we got it, so we're gonna blow the subframe off, blow the oil pan off, and swap out those rod bearings to get this thing running properly again. Steering rack is gonna have to come off. We're gonna have to blow these control arms off. This big piece right here is the subframe that needs to come out of the way. So we have a lot of things to take off before we get to that. So the engine mount's gotta come off and the whole subframe can drop down. We got some wiring and some clips to remove. So hopefully it should be pretty straightforward. man. Look at the color in there. Something is not having a good time. Oh, yep, look at that. No. Bearing material. No bueno. So we're gonna pull the rod caps off and take a look at the bearings underneath. So let's get to it. The crank actually isn't too bad. The bearing materials are designed to be a lot softer than the crankshaft. So when something like this starts to happen, it doesn't chew the crank and the bearing. It just mainly chews the bearing until it gets really bad, and then it starts chewing the crank. See all those score marks? That's a case of bad rod bearings right there. So I don't think we have a spun bearing, simply because it sounded like we didn't have a spun bearing. Usually when you have a spun bearing, it sounds really awful. This one, yeah, about the same. So yeah, the other thing about it is the oil pump. So the pump doesn't create the pressure. What creates the pressure is the bearing clearances. So having a tight bearing clearance across the board, it's like putting your thumb on the end of a hose, right? So the oil is going to take the path of least resistance. So if you have one that has excessive clearance, instead of going to all the other rods, it's going to go through the one rod that has excessive play. Does that make sense? So usually when you have one bearing go, it causes low pressure in the rest of them, and then they all start to go. So this was going swimmingly until we got to cylinder one. Cylinder one actually spun. There's a really tight tolerance between the journal, which is this part of the crankshaft, and the bearing. And so oil is pumped into there in a really fine film. Think of like a water slide. So you're not riding on the slide, you're riding on a film of water on the slide. So what happens if you run out of water? So you get stuck and you stop. So in the case of this, it lost oil pressure. And instead of spinning on a nice film of oil, you had metal to metal contact. So it grabs the bearing, and these, like you guys saw with the other ones, instead of that bearing staying in place, this bearing is spinning with the crankshaft inside. The rod cap is just freaking mangled. So is the back of the bearing.
So what does this mean? We need a motor?
Yeah, either that or we need to rebuild this one. All right guys, so today we're gonna be pulling the engine on the 335. We tried to replace the rod bearings, but cylinder one completely spun. Those are crack rods and you cannot resize them, not to mention we'd have to pull the crank out for machine work. So this engine needs to be completely rebuilt. We almost got away with just replacing the rod bearings, but we have a new long block, so we're gonna start ripping this one out so we can drop that one in so we can get this thing running again so we can flip it up to the next setup. So there is a lot of work to do. It's gonna be pretty straightforward. This engine out, that engine over there, in, car works.
All right, so we are very close on pulling the engine out of this BMW. We are just double checking all the wiring, all the fuel lines, making sure the sensors are unplugged. We are almost there.
So we got the motor and trans out. Now we got to blow the transmission off, the clutch off, because that long block came out of an automatic. So we have to transfer a lot of the manual, pretty much all the manual stuff onto it. And then we have to start transferring other things on, like the fuel rail, some parts of the GDI pump, the gasoline direct injection pump. The alternator needs to come off. The filter housing needs to come off. And then we got to transfer the entire wiring harness and sensors. Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, he knows.
Yeah.
Sorry. Nice. Damn, you guys are quick. We got some good plans for this one. Can't tell you guys just yet, but let's just say this is not going in the bin. We're doing an N55 Swapped Hellcat.
Look at this guy. Look at big boy.
drags you down the side of the car.
That's a real man right there.
Yesterday, Ricky and I got the engine blown out of the 335. We got it completely stripped down to pretty much a bare long block, and now we're gonna start transferring parts onto the new engine so we can get this thing back in. So we are almost ready for the transmission to go on. I'm just finishing up attaching this last section of the wiring harness onto the engine. The turbo setup completely on, the water pump, all that good stuff is on. Pretty much every other harness that needs to be is on, minus the starter and alternator wire harness. But we're about 5 minutes out from putting the trans on, and then after that it's gonna go back in the car.
Look at this mains. Nobody work out here.
All right, so right now we have the engine resting on the subframe, and Quentin's getting the driver's side motor mount on. So that when we bolt it down loosely, we'll be able to lift up the motor. And because it's attached to the motor mount, the engine will literally go this way, and we'll have enough space to install this other motor mount.
We got the underside stuff done, the drive shaft is on, slave is on, shifter's on, all the good stuff is on, engine's bolted down. I'm cleaning pipe. So these are aftermarket intercooler piping. So we have, this is hot side, we have an aftermarket intercooler, and then an aftermarket cold side piping that runs all the way up to the throttle body. So they were kind of dirty, so I'm just wiping them down, but we're gonna slam these guys on, slam the front of the car, radiator cooling system, but we're gonna get this thing back together. Then we're gonna get it fired up, go for a test rip. This thing's gonna be fun. You got it, bro. I believe in you. Attaboy! Attaboy!
Don't make me laugh. Thanks for believing, Quinn.
Sheesh. See, I know you can do it.
Too much.
Going for full snout.
Full.
Woo!
And then you
there we go.
squeeze.
Here we go, baby.
Let's go! Quinn the man!
Let's go, baby! So now we just got to put coolant in it. We got to put the front bumper on. I need to clear a ton of code and kind of wrap everything up. Put some clips on and go drive it.
right, so Quinn and I just finished the engine swap, and everybody's saying this thing drives amazing. I drove it before the swap, and it drove fine other than the rod knock. And right now it feels amazing. There's not a single light on. It feels beautiful. It's completely aligned. Super smooth. And Quinn, you did a pretty good job, brother. I think Kevin already found a buyer for this car.
And just like that, the 335i is sold. So I'm meeting the new owner here at the credit union. I ended up listing this one for sale. I was getting some trades that I wasn't too happy with, so we listed it for sale. I got a really good offer, and we decided to take it because I found our next car that we're gonna be building as part of this trade up program to get to that Ferrari. You guys are gonna be super excited about that, I'm sure. I am, and I already told Mickey, but the rest of the guys don't know. So when we go and get the car, it's going to be a surprise, and I can't wait. It's kind of an unexpected choice, but the value is there. Remember, the purpose of this is to be buying cars, fixing them up, and getting the value of the car to be as high as possible. So I got the new owner inside. We're gonna go fill out some paperwork, and then we're gonna go buy that new car. I think you guys are gonna like it.
Evan's bringing a car.
Yeah, it's a
So
Prius.
they only sent us a picture of the exhaust and the bumper. Yeah, show them. Yeah, Ferrari. It does look like a Ferrari though.
Ferrari.
Tim and I are the only people that know him. I
Tim,
shared
what
it
the
with
heck?
Tim yesterday.
Tim?
Sorry, shared it with people, right?
Timothy!
What's your best guess, Ricky? What's your best guess?
Well, most cars that were made yellow, that type of yellow, were Ferrari. So I know it's a Ferrari.
I was saying 355 Ferrari. All right, here he comes.
Let's go, baby!
No way!
In this video.
That, I was not expecting that at all.
Let's go, baby.
That's kind of cool.
Let's go! That is not a real F50, bro! That's a Fiero! I knew everyone would buy a Fiero. Of course he would.
It's not a real F50, dude.
Damn it.
All right, you ready? 1985 Fiero GT F50 kit car. Now you can laugh all you want, but I got a crazy good deal on this car. And if you guys know the market, which is very small, these cars are actually worth a lot of money if they're done right. So this one's pretty clean, needs some TLC and some work. Yes.
Dude.
Look at how good it is. Look at how good it is.
Get Evan, bro!
What are we doing, bud? What do you think, Will?
I want to convert it.
It cost like 100 grand when they built it. In the early 90s, they built it. It's been sitting in this guy's garage. Check out this interior, bud. Custom black and yellow. This is all custom. This does not exist on the Fiero.
Really?
Yeah.
No way you got that.
You like that?
No way.
Pretty sick,
What
huh? I spent everything I had on it.
That is insane, dude. Holy crap. I thought you were going to pull up here with a Fiero or something. Oh my god. Wow. I'm going to look at that.
He has no idea.
He has no clue.
He has no idea. He has no idea.
Got him! Mickey totally threw me off. He said it was American. What are we going to do with this? Oh my god. Is it a kit car? No? Why are the wheels so high? Is it an actual Ferrari?
No, it's not a
That's
Ferrari.
why
It's
I'm
a
confused.
Fiero, baby.
I was
Classic
like, there's no
American
way.
Italian muscle. All right, guys, that is going to do it for today's YouTube episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Kind of an unorthodox trade, but I think it's really gonna work out in our favor. Get us one step closer to an actual Ferrari. So thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate each and every one of you, and we'll see you in the next one. Later. Spare change.
Anybody got spare change? Quinn quality.
I hope that's not it. I hope that's not the
That's you, dog. Queen quality all the way. Thank you for whoever said that on the comments. We all love that except him. So Queen quality it is.
You don't like Quinn quality, Quinn?
That sounds weird.
It's a compliment.
Sounds weird. He was expecting like a super Queen or something like.
I didn't want it to sound like a freaking Costco membership song.
It was a comment on the YouTube channel.
Right, that's how it
He
started.
said we got Ricky Styles, we got
Jack
Mickey
this up a
Spec,
bit.
and now we got Queen Quality.
Queen quality.
Oh, Quinn for the win instead of Quinn quality?
I like that. I prefer that. You sure it's that way?
You told me to go that way.
Down.
Go down.
Go down very slowly.
Oh, okay, that worked.
Dude, you scare me.
You dropped the shit out of the engine.
I wasn't like that was slow.
That was not slow.
Dude, I really tried to go very slow. I tried.
Come
It
on,
slipped. I held my boy up. Look at that. Oh, you know what I'm doing? Yo, stop looking at my feet, fool.
I got hiccups already.
Oh, do you? Mickey just ate an unknown spicy pepper something. Still reeling?
That little thing packed a punch. Holy cow.
What, did your phone just go off or something?
I got a text. Woo! Nate's mom hit me up again. You gotta tell her I'm at work. You can't be doing this.
Alright, who's gonna intro this video? Oh.
Welcome to the Throtl YouTube channel. I am Calvin, your host for today. There's a brand new car coming along. It looks like a Ferrari to me, but I doubt that he got a
not
Ferrari.
the host for today. Get out of here, chiquito.
That was pretty good though.
Yeah, what he said, we're waiting for the car.
Like that? That was good. That was pretty good.
Kinda like that, Calvin. I think you should be our host every day.
Nah. TJ, what car is this?
Don't tell him if you know.
Hi, James. I have a question.
What do you think it is?
Lotus.
Oh, well, what the?
I'm gonna be a first to see this thing.
What?
Workman's comp, right here.